Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at two Back to the Future Part 2 releases from NECA Toys. We have Marty and Doc in their respective outfits. You can see them both here on the front of the box for Marty. So for this one they decided to just go with kind of the cover of the movie poster. And then if you open it up you can see here's a shot of Marty in front of the town hall with the hoverboard, and he's got all his accessories and everything. And then over here for Doc they decided to use the newspaper that they try to change when they go to the future. So this is before it changes. You can see it says youth jailed, Marty McFly Jr. arrested for theft. But I gotta just say, they did a great job. I never actually noticed this before in the movie because they flash it so quickly. But if you read all of these like headlines and everything, cholesterol may be cancer cure is hilarious. I like this one a lot down here. Parole denied again for Joseph Joey Baines, 61, currently serving 20-year term for racketeering. So there you go. You finally get to find out what Uncle Joey's in jail for. So I just think this is fun. They put a lot of work into this newspaper. So it's fun to actually have the minute to actually sit here and read through it. But if we open this up, you can see we get Doc in his futuristic outfit. He's got this kind of raincoat-looking jacket. He's got his case of all the different kinds of money from all the different time periods, which I think is really fun, and some of his futuristic devices. You get 3 heads, which is nice. So this is a really cool release. I'm pretty sure this is fairly new. I just found this at Target today. They had a bunch of them, so they must have just got it in. And then you can see all the other figures released in the line over here. So I had this one for a while, and I've been meaning to get to it, and then when I found this one today, I thought, hey, they're both from the same movie. I'll go ahead and do them together. So I'm going to go ahead, open up both of these, and then we'll take a closer look. So here they are both out of the packaging, and they both look fantastic. Although I will say something on Doc, I think it's probably the jacket, or maybe it's, I don't know if it's the plastic or if it's the paint, but something smells really strongly, artificially, almost like paint fumes. So be careful when opening it, because when you first open that box, it really hits you. But I'm hoping it'll air out over time. But still, they both look fantastic. We'll start over here with Marty. And I feel like you can tell the difference just kind of with how far NECA has come. Like they're constantly improving how they make their figures, because Marty's good, but he's from the first batch and Doc's very recent. So I feel like there's been some improvements even just from Marty to Doc, and we'll get there. But so here's Marty. He looks pretty good. Face sculpt's not bad, I gotta say. It pretty much looks like Michael J. Fox. They got the crazy hat. I think they did a pretty good job with that. He does come with an alternate head. I feel like this one doesn't look as good. It's not bad, but I'm kind of conflicted because I think this face sculpt looks a little bit more like Michael J. Fox, but I kind of want him without the hat. But I guess I'll just leave him with the hat for now. But it's very simple. You just pop one head on, pop the other one on. Not a big deal. He's got nice range of motion there, side to side. A little bit of up and down, not too much. I think there's a hinge in there as well. Here, you know what? I'll just pop the head off just to get a look. It's pretty tight on here, but just pop it off. Okay, so it's just like a dumbbell joint where it's just 2 ball joints. So you just have the bottom ball joint and the top ball joint. You know, we'll go ahead. We'll try the other head. Why not? So we just pop this on. Shouldn't be too difficult, except it's being difficult. Should pop on, but wow, it's really, there it goes. Okay. Once it's on there, it's pretty good. And again, nice range of motion, so you can move the head all the way around like that. You can look up, you can look pretty decently down. It's really just where the hair hits into the back of the jacket. So, a little difficult to get on and off, but once it's on there, it snaps on really nice and solid. You have a nice hinge there in the shoulder, as well as a rotation. You have 2 elbow joints, so you got that going on there. Now, I think these are supposed to move. I notice on this one, it can move pretty freely. This one's a little bit tighter, and it might just be mine, and over time it might work. There it goes. It's working itself out a little bit, so that's good. Then you have a rotation and hinge in the wrist, and he does come with 1 alternate wrist, and we'll get to that in a moment. As far as I can tell, he doesn't have anything in the torso. There's no abdomen joint, there's no waist swivel. I really don't think there's anything going on in the abdomen, but I think the jacket looks fantastic. I don't remember if it had a big stain like that. I don't know if that's just mine or if that's intentional or not. But they did a good job with the jacket. They even have the outside pockets. The pockets inside out, I think, is a really good call. Nice movement. in the hip here. Nice ball joint there. Pretty good range of motion. Go out to the side. Kick pretty far forward, even a little bit back. So nice movement there. Down here, the elbows, listen to me. The knees are actually pretty good that they blend in. You almost can't tell quite where they are. So I think that's pretty nice. I appreciate that. But you do have a knee joint and then a rotation as well. And then you have the new high top Nike sneakers from the future, self-lacing. They have a hinge, not a ton of movement there, and you do have a little bit of side to side as well. But they look fantastic. Really nicely painted. Details great. So I think he looks fantastic. Really nice job. Now he does come with a bunch of accessories. Of course he has the hoverboard. Can't have a future Marty figure without it. I love how they replaced the giant Mattel logos with NECA. I think that's fantastic. So you get a lot of options with this. So there are a couple interchangeable pieces, which is pretty cool. So right here you have where the foot strap, this actually pops out, and you get a second one that has a peg so that he can actually peg into it. So you can bring this in and then peg it into the bottom of his foot, which it's a little bit of a tight peg, but you can get it going there. And then he can actually ride the hoverboard. Another thing you can do, which is actually pretty cool, if I can get him to stand, there we go. This piece underneath can actually be removed like so. You can see it has the 4 pegs there. And then you get a second one here that pegs in. And you can see that there's a hole here because it comes with a little stand that you can peg into it. And then that way he can look like he's actually, whoops, came unpegged. It's pretty tight. I think over time it'll loosen around, but it can actually look like he's riding the hoverboard, which is pretty cool. So we bring this back and we try to peg this into the bottom of his foot, which, like I said, it's kind of a tight fit, I got to be honest. Let me make sure, there we go, it's nice and good. There we go. Actually, it's probably easier to rotate this pin. There we go. So now we can have it look like he is actually on the hoverboard and it is hovering. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate that. I think that's a nice effect. I think that really works. So I'm going to put these 2 pieces off to the side. And then he does have an alternate hand, and it's so he can hold something because he does come with his futuristic Pepsi. They did include this. I think this is fun. Pepsi perfect. And they even give you the little canister that it comes out of in the diner. If I can actually get this back in here. There you go. So that's the little, it shoots up in the canister and then he takes it out and then it retracts. And so you can put it in this hand. It's probably a little bit easier said than done. These are kind of tight, but, well, I'm not going to do it, but it can get in there. Oh no, he's fallen over. Let's zoom out. Got to get Marty. So you gotta balance. Probably want to pitch him forward a little bit so he doesn't fall over again. But I still think that's pretty cool. I like that effect with the hoverboard. Next on, we'll move up to Doc. He looks really good. They did a fantastic job with this. I love this head sculpt. I know it's with the glasses and everything, but it looks really good. And he does have some alternative head sculpts we'll get to in a minute. But nice range of motion. Look up, not too much look down, but side to side, no problem. He's got great motion here in the shoulder. You got the hinge, the swivel. He's got a single elbow joint. So nice range of motion there, and it can swivel from side to side. He's got the hinge and the rotation in the wrist. He's actually got 2 wristwatches. Then he's got the coat, which is kind of a soft rubbery plastic. I love the clear tie. That's absolutely fantastic. They nailed that. And then he's got a nice range of motion in the hip. Very similar to Marty. Kind of kick out to the side, kick forward. And then he's got a single knee joint and a swivel as well. And I just noticed, I never realized his sneakers were this crazy before. I guess I'd never actually taken the time to look at them in the movie. So that's nice detailing. But you got to be a little careful with this piece on the back as far as the hinge and the ankle goes, but then you get the side to side. So, and the joints are all really nice and flowing on him. Marty, some joints were a little tight, but I feel like he really is fluid. So they've done a nice job with that. He looks great. I really like him a lot. I think they did a great job. He comes with some accessories. So first off, we do have those 2 alternate heads. have kind of a smiling Doc. And that's a really good likeness. I think that really looks like Chris Lloyd. That's a good job. And then the other one is kind of a little bit more alarmed face. Really, really nice. And again, just pop them off like with Marty's head. Hopefully these go on a little bit easier. He's got another set of hands for grasping things, so they're a little bit closed. And the nice thing is they're not painted. They're just molded out of this colored plastic, so there shouldn't be any paint chipping, which is a big deal. That's really nice. But the coolest accessory, I love this accessory, the emergency cache. This is really, really well done. So this is a little suitcase. You see this in the second movie. And he's got all the different kinds of currency from all the different decades. And they went all out on this. Look how detailed this is. Everything looks so fantastic. Now, nothing comes out. At least I don't think it comes out. No, it's not meant to come out. But such good detail. Look at that. All the different years. All the printing. They went all out on this. This is really, really well done. This is a fantastic accessory. I love this. I really do. And then I forgot he also has his little like binoculars piece that he uses in the movie. So he does come with that as well. So really, really cool accessories. I really like both of these. I think NECA's done a really nice job. Really the whole line I've been pretty impressed with. But like I said, I feel like they're constantly improving because I really feel like Doc is a great figure and it's brand new. Like, again, not that there's anything wrong with Marty, but just like I said, some of the joints are a little bit tighter. You know, it's just a couple things that he's not quite as fluid. You saw how difficult it was to kind of get the head, you know, on there. But Doc, I think they nailed it. I think he's fantastic. Once you get past his artificial plastic smell, which I'm hoping will air out and not be so fragrant, but they're both great. I really like both of these a lot. So like I said, honestly, the whole line's been fun. I definitely recommend picking them up. I would say, you know, if you don't feel like you need every single release, pick your favorites, get your characters from your favorite movie, whichever. But I got to give it to the emergency cache. I think the hoverboard is also a really fun accessory, but the emergency cache, I think, is just, they went all out. They really, all the detail and everything was really perfect. So I think both these are a lot of fun. Like I said, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.